Hello and welcome, it's Kosh here at Granite City RC. Now, I don't know if you've been following the channel, but yeah, I was having issues with the granite, the ESC not working, so I've took it all apart to test everything. And I think we've kind of, yeah, it's been sent off for testing. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a replacement BLX 100. They sent me a firmware 100 instead, which is basically the same thing, I think, probably anyway. So that's good news. So yeah, we can get that opened up in a second and get things sorted there. But whilst I'm having a look at the granite, I might as well show you a couple of bits. Friend Tim has printed up. This is a replacement front bumper, or front bumper mount, because my screws have kind of ripped that one and I've probably nosedived one too many times with it. So we'll be swapping this out. But he's also printed me a little motor mount, which should sit on the back of the motor there. I might need to modify it a little bit, because I've done the same with the Senton. Actually, I'll show you what I've got with the Senton as well, because he's got a couple of bits printed for me. Okay, so yep, in the Senton, if you can see, in here is already this motor mount. If I remember, I'll maybe leave a link to where I found the files for him to print these. Now, these do have a little hole that you can put a screw in, but I've just basically friction fitted it underneath the motor, and that seems to fit fine for now. So I'm going to carry on with it like that. But also I had destroyed my front bumper mount. So again, he's printed me a new bumper mount, which should be pretty thick and pretty hard wearing, because it's because it was me. He's printed it I think 85% fill instead of the 80, which it suggested, and I have nosedived on this, and it seems to be holding up really well. But anyway, back to the granite. Oh, I still need to get some glue and fix this side bit on the chassis. But that's a different day's problem, that one. So yeah, we'll go ahead and try and fit these bits, as well as having a look at the new ESC. I'm hoping it's all pretty much a plug and play sort of system. I would imagine it would be, so it'll fit in with the motor and everything. So this mount is going to stop the motor pulling itself out of the motor housing, which again is stupidly handy. I'm just wondering if I got all my screws. Yes, I do have my screws, I've left them in there. Okay, that's good. So yeah, let's get on with this, and I'm just trying to remember what I'm doing here. So yeah, let's go on with the easy bits first, and we'll fit this new motor mount. Not the motor mount. Well, yes, the motor mount, but the front mounts. What are you? You were a 2.5mm, I think, weren't you? Or 2mm. 2mm. So it should be straightforward enough to get these off. Hex driver should fit in here somewhere. So I mean, it's not overly damaged, but it had ripped can see, is ripped apart out of the housing, so the bumper wasn't actually really attached to anything on one side. But I'll keep that over there in a spare junk pile, whatever it is. So this one should basically work exactly the same. A slightly different style. So we'll, I'm sure we'll give it a good test at some point. So that's my new bumper mount installed. That's probably the easiest job that I've got at the moment. I don't know if I'll tidy that out because it's a bit dirty. Yeah, a little bit dirty. That's fine. Right, I guess we look at a bit of everything else now actually. There were a couple of options for this one. I just said put it straight up because I think we can turn it around, but I think going from the way this is set up and supposed to go on there, you might not be able to get a full flush fitment with it going vertically, but I'll give it a try. So I'm just going to loosely place it so I can make sure that that this all wants to fit back in nicely. Okay, actually that looks like it's going to fit in vertically quite happily there, or just about quite happily there. I don't think I'm going to need to sand this down, but as I said, if you do, it's just a little case of filing down one of these edges to get it to sit flat. And like I said, there was a hole here for an M4 screw which I don't have handy, but that would just be a case of putting that on, getting this set into the body, drilling a hole through the body, the chassis, and getting a countersunk on the other side so you can screw it in from the bottom into the post. But what I'll do is I'll test it without having it secured to anything. Okay, so I'm going to go find my Loctite, which in normal fashion I've left upstairs, or thread lock, whatever it is. Let's see if we can fit them in and see if that does need a little bit of filing down. It's just to try and rotate things. Maybe need to just notch that side out because I think that's hitting on a screw. Kind of wedge it over, but no, that seems to fit fine. I think I might need to just file the end of this down a little bit. Actually, can I cut this down a little bit? Go. So I know this mount is just kind of sitting there loose, but I don't think anything's going to move that now that it's in. Well, something might move it, but I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. So yeah, I think this is looking happy. I had noticed that they do kind of compress things a lot when going up and down. So I kind of want to get those out and file them down, but I'll do that off camera. They just seem like 1 or 2 mil, probably only 1 mil really. Too big because it's compressing. I don't know if I can show you, or if you'll be able to see. Probably can't see from where it is, but yeah. But anyway, there's 2 rubber washers, one each side of the drive shafts, and they're just getting crushed and blown out. So I think that might be putting a little bit extra pressure on the back diff. So what I might do, as I said, is take that off, just file them down just a fraction, 1 or 2 mil basically, and that should hopefully get them reset so it's not putting as much pressure on that drive shaft when it lands. But again, that's a job for another day. I think I'll just I'm just happy that it's going to be up and running. So yeah, Spectrum Firma 100. Let's get you opened up. So that looks like a bind plug and a extension cord for the fan. Free swag. So it's some sort of branded swag. I think we need to fill that in and send that off, or contact somewhere and register that. So we've got a specification card and program option card. So as default, your punch setting is level 3, brake force is 62.5. forward reverse with brake, CW, CCW rotation. BEC is set to 6 volts, and there doesn't seem to be any option on that last one, which is strange. Some lovely stickers, which are pre-cut stickers. I might actually stick them on something at some point then. Probably not, but nice to have. So a little manual with guides for setting up and stuff, I'd imagine. I guess I'm going to have to calibrate this. So rinse it with the garden hose to clean it. So that should all be fine. Yeah, I'll have a read through this, but probably the calibration and the button programming I'll need to have a look at. I say I'll need to have a look. I might just leave the stock programming and see how it is. Troubleshooting guide, 1 year limited warranty, some other bump in there, warnings, and then other languages which I don't understand. Case, a sticky pad. Don't think we need a sticky pad, but I might put it on, because I think this comes with screw holes, which I'd imagine should fit these screw holes. And they line up perfectly on there, so that's fine. We won't need a sticky pad for you. It's even colour coded, so hopefully I won't go wrong and set it all up stupid. So yeah, it does look very much like the BLX 100, just not. So I think that'll be a bit better. That's it's an IC5 connector, is it? Yeah, IC5, which is fine. I've got EC5 batteries. So yeah, let's get rid of this junk. What was in here anyway? It's not a bind plug, it's some more pads or something in that cable. But that's always good to keep spare somewhere. ESC switch. Guess you can get put on there, and your smaller hex. What do you want? 2mm hex. 2mm hex for that one. Truck back up. I probably should actually finish putting this back together. Let's get this red tab in. Strangely, it's not black, red and white, it's grey, orange and black, so I think black would be where black goes, and the others correspond to the different colours. Now, one thing this doesn't have is a jack for the fan on the motor. I'm wondering if this cable is for that fan. Yeah, I mean that looks like it would reach from in there, up round and connect to that fan. So yep, back off with the casing. Where's my... Now there is an auxiliary port on here. I guess if we had a splitter we could split it off the main fan, but we'll see if this works. I'm hoping it does. If not, then we now have a redundant fan at the back. Well, I say redundant, just unpowered. So tell you what, we'll grab a battery, just pop it in and see if this will turn on and run that fan at the back as well, because I don't really want everything overheating. But I guess if I do that I should maybe check the manual to see if there's first time operation use. So I'm going to have a flick through this before attaching everything. Remember, this is not a toy. Well, it is. No, I've read through. The only thing which might be an issue is understanding how everything is programmed. It's something about release buttons, hold buttons, flashing lights and all that jargon. So let's quickly find a battery. I guess we'll connect these wires, because, you know, why not? Hopefully they're in the right order. I just really want to make sure that that fan works off there. And if it does, we can just tuck all this wire back in the receiver box and have a load of random intermittent signals going all over the place. The wires fit in there. We'll run that down the side and into the bottom of this clip. Feels like something's trying to push its way out in this bundle of wires. I'm sure that's fine. Let's get this screwed on before it all pops out of place. I maybe need to run that over the top of the box actually. That seems to be a bit of a squeeze going on in there now. There we go. So fan in place. These aren't really going to reach that clip anymore. What colour are we going for first? Orange first. Yellow. Throw blue in there. Turn you on. Everything is neutral. Don't think I need to worry about the steering because that has nothing to do with the ESC. Excellent. Okay, so let's turn it on and do things. So press and hold set button. Red LED is flashing. It's in neutral. Press the set button. Green LED flashes once. And then it'll make a turn. Neutral position. So this should be full throttle. Then press the set button. Yep, release. Full brake. Set button. Release. Oh. That certainly sounds like it's done what it should do. It lives! It lives! Oh. Forward is going forward, so that's excellent. We have both fans working, so that was the one I was worried about, but that's working. This one's working. We are up and running. Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to leave the current programming as is, I think. I might eventually increase the punch and the brake force if I can figure out how to do that. I mean, it is here, but it's just a whole load of randomly holding buttons and pushing things for 1 second or 5 seconds to reset it, or a red button, the red light will flash a number of times and then you hold some... that's the bit which always confuses me because it sounds like gibberish. But for the moment I am happy that Granite is up and running again. Like I said, I don't think that mount's going to slip out. Well, it might do whilst bashing, but again we can slip that back into place, that's not a massive issue. It doesn't look like it's rubbing on there, that's all good. There does seem to be a bit of slopping in here though. So I don't know if I'll maybe need to do something about that. That's a problem for a different day. A little bit of slop in the tyres, so I'll maybe have to look at the bearings in the wheels at some point maybe. Something's maybe ground out on the rod ends. But for now, success. The only other thing I might do is replace the stock shock oil, which I think is about 40 or 30 at the moment, with the 60 like I did in the Senton. But I've done that in another video, so you don't need to watch me do that. I'll just do that off camera. The fans seem a little bit noisier than what I remember, but you know what? That's not an issue to me. I'm not in it. I'm only driving it. So yeah, that's the Granite back up and working. That's it. I do miss having the Granite going, because it's just a beast. It really is. Like I said, I might again off camera do something with these back drive shafts. But for now, we'll have to call it a night because it's dark outside, and I don't have real patience to run it at night time, or anywhere really that's good enough to run in the night time. I remember these back wheels were ballooning a little bit last time when they shouldn't be, because they're belted. Which is why I was thinking those maybe jamming transmission a little bit when those go up, but again, not a today problem. So yeah, excellent. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you hopefully when this is out doing something interesting. Alright, bye now.